Don't overthink it, let the thoughts ride. Peel back the layers, see what's inside. Dive deep, but don't get lost in the flow. Just chill and let your curiosity grow.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Don't Overthink It podcast. I am your host, Donnie, and with me is my co-host, Irish, and today we have a special guest in the studio with us today. So sit back and enjoy.
What's going on, everybody? This is Irish here. This week we got our Hex. Hex, would you like to say something about yourself, man?
In California, 30 years old, and pretty good friends with these guys.
Yeah, welcome in. Yeah, I'm glad to have you.
Glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's going to be an exciting one. So, tell us a little bit about your gaming background. I know we met through chat, and somebody else's, other people's live stream. So, tell us a little bit about your gaming background.
Yeah, so growing up, my dad always had a PlayStation. So I started playing about 4 years old when my dad let me play my first game. I picked it out in the store. I remember it was Spyro, and it wasn't until I was in kindergarten or so, and then the teacher was telling my dad that I was having trouble learning to write and read and like letters and stuff. And then my dad started having me play Final Fantasy VII, and it was after I started playing that, and he was kind of like teaching me to read at the same time as I'm playing a game. It actually helped me too through school. As I was a first grade, I was reading at like a fifth grade level. It was pretty cool. So I really didn't start out much with like first person shooters and like that. I really stuck to fantasy RPGs throughout most of my life. I didn't really play shooters until I'd say I was about sixth grade.
So you've been gaming for a while then?
Yes, sir.
That's
mostly
exciting.
for story-driven games.
When did you start playing Call of Duty?
Call of Duty. Well, the only game I really ever had was Black Ops 1, I'm pretty sure. The one where you're sitting in the chair, right? In the first zombies. Yeah, so that's about when I remember having my first Call of Duty game. And we never had internet growing up the whole time. So all I could do was zombies by myself. Whenever I played online, it was always at a friend's house or whatever. Actually, Modern Warfare 2 in 2022 was the first Call of Duty I've ever played online for myself. I tried Warzone, and I had like a 10-year gap between probably about 2013 to 2023. I really didn't play any games at all, so it was like touching a brand new controller again.
It was like writing a
2013 to 2022, I mean.
You say you played mainly like RPG games. Was there a particular favorite that you had?
Probably Final Fantasy. I played all the Final Fantasies from the start. From 7, it just went from 1, 2, and then 6, and I just played all of them.
So I never played any of the Final Fantasies. I had a friend of mine that used to play all them types of games. I just could never get into them that much.
A lot of it was like strategy oriented, and I just kind of like having my thought process go that way. It was a lot of fun for me.
So did you play like a lot of Zelda and stuff too?
Yeah, I played a lot of Zelda as well. That was fun.
N64.
My buddy had the N64. I started with the Super Nintendo Zelda. Legend of Zelda? I forgot which one it was exactly.
I think so.
But that was a lot of fun. And
Super
Game Boys,
Nintendo.
always had a Game Boy.
I still have my golden cartridge original Nintendo Zelda.
Oh, man.
Long time ago.
Yeah, man. I don't think I've ever beat that game either, actually.
Yeah, my parents were pretty cool about that, so we were always doing Pokemon as well. Me and my brothers always got... Because there's always 3 games that released. It was Gold, Silver, Crystal, or the Ruby, Sapphire, and... What was the other one? Emerald? So it's cool. I had me and 2 brothers, so we always had a game each. We all had the different Pokemon between us. That's what I remember. Those were fun.
So what led you into Call of Duty? I know you said you just recently started playing it, but what got you into that?
What got me into it recently?
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, I did try Modern Warfare 2019 back in 2022, like right before Modern Warfare 2 dropped. and I was horrible. I couldn't aim. I could barely even look the right direction I was running, you know? It was horrible. But I see all these cool clips online. I'm like, man, I used to be like that when I was young, and I can't even handle a controller anymore, you know? So I kind of gave up on it. And then my buddy was telling me, he was like, I got a PS5. I was like, really? I got a PS5. Like, my girlfriend bought me a PS5, and I don't even play games anymore. He was like, me too, dude. He was like, we should get into a game together. I was like, I really wanted to get into Call of Duty because these clips are so cool, dude. And I just couldn't do it. So then we ended up starting DMZ together. And it was fun and also a learning experience because, you know, you could shoot more than players as well as learn the Battle Royale map yourself. So just by doing that, you know, my skills got better and better. And, you know, now you see what kind of person I am today.
Getting called cheater when you're not.
Yeah, before, man, we were just talking about the other day. We're like, you remember when we started DMZ and every time we run into another players, we're like, friendly, don't kill us, you know? And either they're pretty cool with it or they're just like, nah, we're not friendly, you know?
We're not friendly. We're not. I know. You and I have been playing a lot recently with in DMZ. Last night we just couldn't get anything going. Nothing would go our way at all. So when you run into those struggles like that, how do you overcome those struggles?
I usually switch games. I'll be like, I'll do some Warzone or something. Because remember, right before that, we were doing so good in Warzone. We had like 2 losses out of like a dozen.
Yeah, we're pretty good in Warzone. So you just kind of switch your mindsets, like going from different map to different map, kind of resetting yourself.
Yeah, because there's always something I'm trying to like get done or something. Like, I was also thinking, I was like, maybe I should do some zombies, but I'm waiting until I'm by myself so I could do some zombies. Just to grind out camos.
I've never done the camo grind. I've heard a lot of people talk about doing the camo grind, but I've never done it. I still have like the basic camo that you earned from playing and leveling up your guns. So I think that's something I'm going to try and work on.
It's super funny because I was thinking the same thing. Like my 2022 Modern Warfare, I was still learning the game, you know, and then Modern Warfare 3 came out, and you know, I'm definitely better at the game, but I wasn't 100% confident with myself. And in Black Ops 6, I was just like, I see these mastery camos, and I was like, I could do these. This isn't that hard at all. So I'm starting to work on my. I finished like 35 or so of the zombie camos, and I'm working on the what was that, Dark Matter for multiplayer now.
Yeah, Dark Matter.
And it's a good feeling being able to just know that I could do these challenges.
I haven't even begun to do challenges. I don't even know where to begin. I want to do the surfing team.
Oh, yes, for DMZ. I've been wanting to do that too. I've debated about it. I'm like, should I take a team or should I go by myself? Like, I don't know. I'm not confident enough by myself still. I think it's just because I started in DMZ, I still have that I'm not good enough to be by myself kind of mentality. Even when I play solo, I'm usually loading it with randoms.
Yeah, I've learned I've recently gone in solo, where I go in solo and I just kind of run on my own. But I make sure I either have a comms vest and a stealth vest, or one of each, and then I build those and then I run around solo. That way I can, you know, hear if somebody's around, or if there's a radar that goes up, I go in stealth mode so they can't find me. But nowadays, with the way people are hacking and stuff, they find you wherever you're at, no matter what you have on.
I was like, maybe I should try. I recently, as you guys were saying, I just started streaming Call of Duty and stuff. I was like, and then I see all these other streamers, kind of like Legs, or I know Gamer Mac is another one, but they switch to another game and they don't get like half the viewership that they get when they stream DMZ. So now I'm like stuck in that predicament. They get pretty good views, and I mean, it looks pretty fun, you know, very interactive chat. DMZ is a great community, but I was like, maybe I should start building my channel as it's still growing with other games as well.
Yeah, I noticed that too. When when certain streamers go to different games, like I watch a guy who plays Battle Royale, and then he just recently started playing Delta Force. And he would pull in 500-600 people per view or per live stream, and then now he's pulling in maybe 100 to 200 people when he goes to Delta Force. It's just that support isn't there for a lot of these streamers, and you know, you see a lot of these top streamers. They go like, well, you know, I'm not going to play Warzone because this, and this, but yet they go to a different game, and you know, they're their stuff starts to fall, and the numbers are crashing and stuff. It's just I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't think I could do it for the money or for the viewers. I do it because it's fun. It's kind of I like pissing people off.
Yeah, exactly, too. I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, streaming is just kind of like, just for fun, really. I'm not sure, since I'm not in that, monetized yet, and I haven't been able to start making money off of it. But, I mean, when I started uploading videos of my Call of Duty clips, it was just, like, cool clips for me to look back on later. Like, yeah, I was still pretty good at Call of Duty even at this time, But,
yeah.
So much people have been like, you should stream, you should upload more, you should do this and that. I'm like, alright, I'll give it a shot. I'm slowly working my way into it.
So honestly, it's hard making the content. Like I was telling my wife the other day, making these videos and stuff is fun, but getting the audio for it, getting the footage for it's the hardest part. Because you don't want to put any negative out. You don't want to put you dying out there and stuff, but you also don't want to.
I think I had that. I have one clip like that where I was up against this 4-man. My teammate was always sniping. I won the fight, but I didn't. It was a short. I killed 3 out of the 4-man, and the 4th guy took me out. And all the comments were like, "Well, why'd you upload this if you died?" I'm like, "It was still a good clip, man." Like, ever since then, I haven't uploaded one when we died.
Yeah, I posted one where a guy did a finishing move on me. It was a good finishing move. He snuck up on me. I was fighting the guys in front. He came in behind me. It was my most recent video. He came in and he just wiped me out with the finishing move. I thought that was pretty cool, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to put this in there. And that's why I titled it that finishing move. He got me pretty good. I wasn't paying attention.
I think getting the footage is the easier part. I have dozens of videos on my console I still have to mess with and then export so I could upload it, but I mean, I never really get time to breeze through them and see which ones I wanted to pull out,
Yeah, I got an hour of maybe an hour and a half of video from last night's stuff. I got to comb through.
I got 5 hours worth of saved content on my PlayStation. I need to go through and clip up.
Exactly. It's just going through it.
I know that night when we were playing and that clip that you had over in that 4-stack Pete and No Name, bro. That was impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty good. They were just sitting there talking trash to you, man.
I always had them pro callouts. Yeah, I don't know what they were talking trash about. It was just a knife. Like, oh, he's cheating.
He ran through 2 mines and he didn't get that.
I do appreciate he wasn't completely, oh, you man, you, and saying a whole slang of words, He was just kind of chill about it. He was like, "Oh, you're so good." He was like, "You have a YouTube channel? I'm gonna be your biggest fan." I was like, "Oh, cool. Sarcasm funny. Okay." He was, I guess, a nice guy about it. I should have just given him my channel. I didn't think about it till right now.
So after gaming and stuff, what's next for you? What's next for Hex?
Well, outside of gaming, this past year, what really got me into it a lot better. I've been home a lot. My girlfriend, actually, we have 4 kids, and my oldest is 6, my youngest is 1 turning 2. So she's been home with all the kids for a long time, and last year she wanted to take some time off for herself to work and kind of have her space and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So she went to work, and I was a stay-at-home dad, so that was interesting. But I mean, it's really cool because my boys, they love their mom. My 2 oldest and my 2 youngest daughters. I mean, I could barely get away and find a hiding spot just to chat with you guys right now, honestly. Every time I get up off the couch or get up off my chair or just moving around, they want me to pick them up while I'm walking around doing whatever I'm doing.
Daddy's girls.
So it's really cool. I got to make that connection with my kids. In the process of looking for work right now, I just started actually looking for, I want a county job, something secure, mostly for my children,
Yeah.
So that's what I've been looking into lately, and I've been thinking, corrections or police, because I have a family in police, and they were telling me the same thing. Just go for it, dude. He's like, you could do it. You're at that age where they're really kind of you should know what you want, so they'll want to pull you in as soon as possible and stuff, because they get a lot of youngsters and they invest a lot of money in their training, and then they decide, oh, you know what, this isn't for me,
Yeah, I've seen that a lot too.
Definitely. Before that, I was doing construction a lot. I could do like a lot of interior framing, drywall, paint, flooring. I could do a lot, but honestly, I was even thinking about getting my general contractor's license. But like I said, prices for materials moves a lot, and finding good workers all the time. I have good buddies that are like electricians, AC guys, and stuff like that too that I grew up with. So I think I would have had a really good shot, but at the same time, I was like, I know I could get in to do like the county or do some work for the city, government job. I was like, for my kids, I think I'd rather do that.
Yeah, you have the stability there. I've worked for the county as well. The stability's there. But advice from me to you, the politics is where it's at. The higher you get and the higher you get, the worse it seems to be. I know I've been like, it's been a struggle. It's been a real big struggle because I started off on the bottom of the totem pole. I made it up quite a ways, and the higher I got, the worse it got. It's just kind of, are you willing to take on that responsibility of everything else around you? Not talking bad about the county I worked for, the good county, but like I said, in every aspect of government, you're going to have those politics. In any aspect of business, you're going to have those politics there. Even working for a nonprofit, you're going to have a lot of those politics there that are playing favoritism, that are playing, you're my relative, so you're going to get the job, different things like that. So, it's just going to be a headache about it. And I'll talk to you later about it off stream and stuff. But, like I said, it's what you really make of it. If it's something you want to do, that's the position. If you want to secure, that's what you go for. My personal experience, it's been that way. Something that I enjoyed doing that had and then with your experience, firefighting. Firefighting, they do a lot of, especially with structured firefighting. You got to be able to understand the materials that the houses are made out of. You got to understand sounding of roof and stuff like that. Just different things that go into it, along with the structure of the roof, the different things, vehicles, stuff like that. It's just kind of all played into one. And if you have a construction background, I think would be a good fit. I'm not saying trying to talk you out of it, but I'm just saying, and from what you told me, I think you would be somebody that I would recruit for.
Yeah, from my personal thought about it, there's two fields I feel like you can't go wrong with if you think like towards the future, and that would be something in the medical field or something in like IT or something like that, because that stuff is only getting more vital, and especially the IT aspect of it, because sooner or later, dude, everything's going to be on the internet and everything. Pretty much already is to a certain degree.
I think I was telling my girlfriend's mom the other day about it, because she's always calling me to fix her car and stuff, and I'm like, your son's at home with you, how come he doesn't do it? He's like, oh, he doesn't know how. I'm like, how do you think I learned? YouTube videos. There's always forums. You could if you want to learn a skill, you could probably find it on the internet. It's not too hard.
Yeah, but those videos make it look simple, and sometimes it's not as simple. Because I was trying to tint my windows one time by myself, because I was like calling around all these window shops or whatever, and they were talking like crazy amount of money to tint windows. I'm like, dude, I'll do it. So I watched countless videos, and it looks like the easiest thing in the world. It's not, bro. It is definitely not. For somebody who knows how to do it, I'm sure it's simple. But for somebody who don't know how to do it, it's not simple at all.
My first time tinting windows, I remember I did it too. I got a ton of bubbles, but my second time, after kind of working it a little bit better and getting it wetter, I got it perfect every time now. I don't know, maybe it's just you just have to work it a couple times, or
you have to work it and get it wetter. It'll work perfectly fine.
Because I got a 2-door coupe, so 2 windows and a back glass. That's it. And
Yep.
all these shops I were calling were like, oh, $400, $500, $600. I'm like, there's no way, dude.
What kind of car you got?
Infinity G35.
Oh, G35, nice. I love those cars. I have a
hate this
Chrysler
car.
Crossfire right now.
It's a fun car to drive, but I'll never buy another one.
I feel that. Oh man, yeah. I that's something I found I've enjoyed actually is working on cars lately. I wouldn't do it professionally, but you know, for like my family or myself, I was like, it's like relaxing for me. It's like a nice little getaway, I guess.
So, you're not a sports fan, are you, Hex?
Not really. My girlfriend was, but I mean, she hasn't really been watching much sports lately either, man.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you watched if you heard about the Steph Curry shot from the tunnel last night.
No idea. Steph Curry plays for the Golden State Warriors, no? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, he plays for the Golden State Warriors. He threw the ball from the tunnel all the way to the opposite end of the court, and he made it.
Was that like his warm-up shots, or was that mid-game?
It was pre-game.
Yeah,
it was a pre-game shot. He just turned around. He was walking back to the tunnel, and he turned around and he just chucked the ball and it went in. It was pretty insane.
I gotta watch that one. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was an insane shot. I didn't believe it when I read it, the article, and I was like, no way. And I looked up the article, and yeah, he did it. So that was interesting to see. So you said you just recently started streaming. What's some advice you would give somebody who is thinking about streaming?
I'd say you gotta. Oh, the best advice I got so far is find a good community. Like, I got tons of guys to kind of like back me up, and a lot of people know about me. So when I start streaming, if I could hold out for so many hours, I could probably get, you know, people to raid me and stuff like that. And I could probably have hundreds of people watching me, and I'm pretty sure I could get more subscribers pretty quickly that way. Communities supporting you and being able to like raid you and kind of promote you a little bit more, I think it's a big step up for sure.
Just finding the right community to stream for sounds like a big key in it, because I mean that's something that I've kind of worried about. Is like if I ever do start streaming, you know, what's something that's where am I going to stream? Am I going to go to Warzone? Am I going to go to DMZ? Am I going to, you know, go to Madden and stream Madden or something? But
I mean, this is my aspect from what I've gathered about that whole stream, especially like, you know, when you first starting out, is you need to commit to one game. Because if you start flopping between games or whatever, then the algorithm don't really know what to do with you or whatever, so it kind of like abandons you a little bit. So then it's up to you yourself to like self-promote or have friends of, you know, in other communities help promote you or whatever. But then once you get large enough, then you can start kind of branching out and doing other games, whatever.
yeah,
That's what I was saying. When I had like a friend of mine that was on Twitch the same time when I used to be on Twitch, and I got affiliated on Twitch in like a month, maybe a little over a month. And then he kept asking me, man, how'd you do that? How'd you do it so fast? Because what he would do is he will go, YouTube and Twitch is completely different. Like YouTube, you want to go long streams because you need the watch hours. So the longer you go with people watching, the more watch hours you get. Well, Twitch is the complete opposite. You want to do short streams. If you go long streams and there's nobody in there watching, then it starts to hurt you technically. So then what I would have to do, what I was kind of forced to do when I was on Twitch, was start streaming. As soon as I saw, like, you know, a certain amount of people that were in there, if it dropped below a certain number, I didn't stream until you get affiliate. Once you get affiliate, then it doesn't matter. You can go 24 hours, it doesn't matter anymore. But to get affiliate, you need to do those short streams while people are watching. As soon as they fall off, you you got to end it. Unlike YouTube, you want to go longer to get the watch hours.
It's interesting. I didn't know that.
So,
That's
what's the better platform to stream on?
I like YouTube just because it's more, structured or whatever, and it's been around for a lot longer. So the user base is, a lot higher, and it's more well known. Because I know a lot of people I've met since popping into different chats in YouTube or whatever that don't even have Twitch. They only ever watch on YouTube. But to me, as far as like the features go, I think Twitch is better. The chat in Twitch is better. The emojis and all that stuff like that. You can have like the dancing ones where they move, unlike YouTube. Over there on Twitch, if you want to gift somebody particular, you can gift, like Donnie. If Donnie wanted to gift me, he could choose me for the gift to go to. Unlike on YouTube, it's random. So, I mean, I feel like a lot of the things on Twitch are better, but overall, as a huge good thing, YouTube is the bigger brand for sure. So, are you into music? If so, what kind of like genre are you into?
First, growing up, probably till about 5th grade, I was into whatever came on, like hip hop radio, whatever all the other kids were listening to. And then about 6th grade, I got into more like rock music, Avenged Sevenfold, the Atreyu, Disturbed, stuff like that. And then high school stuff, I got into like a lot of heavier music, like a lot more heavy death metal and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then after that, I started chilling. Like now I could listen to I listen to different rappers now, like newer rappers, and then country songs. Not too much country, but my girlfriend loves country, so I guess I'm a country guy now.
I'm just kind of whatever's on the radio, wherever I'm feeling, whatever I'm in the mood to listen to. Rap, rock, classic rock, oldies.
Yeah, my playlist is like split personality, dude. It kind of touches every single genre there is. I can go from hardcore rock to country music. I mean, in a matter of 2 songs.
Yeah, about 90% of the time, my daughters influence my music. Like, Dad, I don't want to listen to this. Let's listen to this. I'm like, okay, let's listen to it. And then they start singing along with the music, and it's like one of the best things in the world. Hearing them try to sing, is it's one of the best things. I
remember back when my daughters used to joke with me, picking on me about liking Nirvana and all that stuff like that. And now I catch them listening to Nirvana, and I'm like, come on, dude.
Can't do that.
That's a good feeling with that.
Yeah.
It's funny. So my oldest son, he likes girl music. He'll listen to Taylor Swift. He'll listen to Miley Cyrus, stuff like that. He's discovering all these chick songs, and he's singing it. He loves it. So I don't really bother him too much about it. But my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's 2, turning 3, but she loves all my rock music and stuff like that. She bobs her head to it. She headbangs and stuff. She tries to sing. Well, she does the growls and stuff. I was like, oh, this is cool. Good dad feeling right there.
And my youngest was singing to Snoop Dogg a while back. She's word for word. I was like, how did you know this song? She's like, Dad, you listened to it.
Yeah,
all the songs you listen to.
My oldest was walking around singing Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, for a month, dude.
So my son,
but see, I can't really trust either one of their. Well, I don't know, but I shouldn't say trust it because I don't really know. Really, my oldest daughter, she's into some crazy stuff, dude. But my youngest, she kind of keeps hers under wrap and don't really tell you exactly who she likes. I know a few because when I play them, she'll oh, I like that song, but her actual personal favorite, she kind of keeps close to her.
Hey, so you guys have kids, so when do you think is a good age to give your kids a cell phone?
Oh man, mine had one young, dude.
So
probably I think my oldest was 13, I believe. My youngest was 8, 9, something like that.
So my youngest is 8 years old, and she has what they call a Gizmo watch made by Verizon. And what it is, it's just a smartwatch, but it limits what they can do. She has 20 contacts that she can she can have on her watch. She can only contact those 20 people, and if she gets an incoming call, it goes directly to me and my phone, and I can accept whether or not she wants to. She can answer it or to deny it. She can only send text messages to certain people on her list. The people on her list she can only text. You have 2 different kind of administrators on it, which is me and my wife. And it's also got a built-in GPS, so I can keep track of where she is and what she's doing, and it checks in every 2 to 3 hours of where her location is. So that's what I got from my youngest. I mean, and it's through Verizon. Like today, it checked in. She made a call to her aunt at 9:25. Her battery's at 20%. She missed a call from her aunt, and it says that she called her mom the other day at 12:40. It keeps a call log of where she's at. It says checked in at the elementary school at 12:19 p.m. And it does a lot of other fun things. It has games on it. It has, it keeps track of her steps. It has a to-do list. It has what they call a school mode. So when school mode's on, it'll silence all her calls. It'll silence all her text messages until the school mode turns off. And that automatically turns on at 7:30, and then automatically turns back on at 3:30 p.m. when she gets out of school. It does all the things. Like I got a GPS that's showing here at our house right now. It's got satellite view. It's got 3D view. It's got a bunch of different things like that. I got that for her just because she's at the elementary by herself. Her sister's not there to watch over her. And about 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago or a year ago? She and one of her friends got up and took off out of class. They just got up and walked out of class. And they locked the whole school down. They called in like the extra bus drivers that were at the bus barn. They called at the high school. They called them in. They searched the whole. Took them 45 minutes to find this little girl and her friend. I mean, I was about to strangle this kid, and but they found her. Like I got a call from the principal. Was like, "Hey, did you know Olivia? Just like, no, we found her. She's safe. She took off and she hid in one of the storage closets, the custodial closets with her friend. Because she didn't want to be in school, so she just kind of like." This school, and this is like first and second kindergarten. I was like, oh my goodness! So we got that for her just to keep track of her, just to watch her and stuff. And I think it works really well. It's just like having a smartwatch for a kid. It's not an actual phone, but it feels like it's made cheaply, but it's pretty durable. So
yeah, that's
at 6
solution.
At 6 years old, I think it's a good idea.
See, I was thinking the same thing. I was telling my girlfriend about it. I was like, I kind of want to get the kids one when they're still young, between probably 6 and 8, because I want them to have like that phone, not to be like addicted, like not to be staring at their phone all the time. But when your like family comes over, you put it away. When you're working on a shop with me or something, you put it away. When you're working on a job or something, you're out doing something, you're driving. It's always in your pocket, not really looking at it no more. I think they should pick that up while they're younger. In my opinion, that's what I was telling her the other day, because we just recently switched phone and internet providers. That's why I'm able to stream, because my internet's a lot faster now. But phone providers were able to have up to 6 lines, so it was like me, her, and 4 kids, perfect.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it. We should get them phones, and that's what I started thinking. It was like, at least they could learn when they're younger. School, everything, put it away. But when you're home or you're chilling, yeah, why not?
Yeah, so I went with the Gizmo watch. It's pretty simple. And if you go with the phone, they have what they call the Family Link. I think it's Family Link. Yeah, Family Link, and you can monitor what they do there, how long they're on the internet, how long they're on their thing. You can block their devices. You can set daily limits. You can put downtime. Like my daughter's downtime for her tablet is between 9:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. And throughout the time, she has certain limits on apps that she can use. Like if she's on YouTube, she can watch like an hour and a half of YouTube, is what we can set. Different things like that. And then school time, you can, during school, your tablet's going to shut down at this time, and it's going to open back up at this time. And it got a GPS location, content restrictions, just different things like that. It tells you the battery life, location. And I like to use it as a ringtone. So I just click on her tablet, and I can hit play sound. and it'll play this annoying alarm. And she'll be like, Dad, why are you doing it? You need to stop doing that. And she'll come in and like chew me out for it or something. Like I just played it right now. I'm probably gonna expect her to come through my door, tell me, why'd you do that? Or something like that. But yeah, I mean, there's different things. If you give them a phone, you can limit their contacts or who they can and can't talk to and stuff like that. There's different things out there to help you monitor. So like when they're driving, if they're driving, you're still got a while before they drive, but you know, you can lock their device so that you're not distracted by it and stuff. So I mean, there's things out there you can do to help them. Like if it's just really what you're into. But at 6 years old, for my 8-year-old, I went with the watch because she's gone through like 3 different tablets within like 2 years, and then so the watch is a little bit better of an option. Yeah, so you should just open the door coming through. So.
We just thought about it recently, so I gotta look into all these things. I knew they had watches, but I never really looked into like the features for the kids. But that sounds pretty reasonable. I think I might try that for my son. He's having issues at school too. I want to say it's like social phobia or something. He doesn't like being in bigger classrooms. He doesn't like a lot of kids looking at him. He doesn't like a lot of eyes on him, is what it really is. So he even has his own start time at school now. School starts at 8. He could come in at 9:15, and the school. Whoa, did I cut out? Hello?
No, I'm still here. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that's something that it's. Those are good.
That's like I was saying, with the world turning into what it's turning into now, where everything is pretty much online. It ain't like when we were growing up, because I remember when there wasn't cell phones. I was like 18 when I first got my very first cell phone, to where now, there's kids getting cell phones for like their 5th birthday. I mean, so, just as, the more time goes on, I think the younger and younger cell phones would be pretty much a requirement, really. I mean, I can even see it at a time where even in schools, they'll probably require to have a cell phone of some sort or something like that.
Yeah, so my oldest is allowed to have her phone in class, but she can't have it out. So if she wants to listen to music, she'll pop her little headphone in and she'll play music on her phone while she does her work. I used to get in trouble for that shit. Having my CD player, my Walkman out, playing it. I used to get in trouble.
I remember having a pager,
dude. So we set up like this plain flip phone that were like black and green screen or white and black screen.
Yeah.
Like, man. Once I turned, I think I was 17, I got my first smartphone. It was above my parents, and they saw it, and they were like, "Oh man!" So they got smartphones too. But that's what I remember. Smartphones came out right when I was graduating, probably about 16, 17.
My first cell phone was an LG. It was a flip phone. It had the big old speakers on the side.
LG with big speakers.
The VX8300.
Oh man!
It's got the little antennas. It's a gray one with the little antennas. The little antenna was like 1.5 inches long, and it had the big old speakers on the side. It was a flip phone. It was like a race car.
That's pretty cool. My first one was a Galaxy Captivate S, and I liked it because it looked really cool, and like the back was like a little metal plate, and there's like this. You slide down like a piece of it so you can remove the battery and stuff. It was pretty neat to me at the time. Oh, now phones are just getting bigger and bigger and expensive.
Yeah, my daughter's like, "Can I get an iPhone? Can I get an iPhone?" I was like, "No, because iPhones are expensive." And then she took my old iPhone.
We just started our phone plan, right? So my girlfriend got herself a new. We both got new phones, honestly, but I'm using my old one still just because I like my old one. But anyways, she got that brand new S25 Ultra. It's like $1,300 or $1,400, something like that.
Yeah.
And she got me this little Motorola G Play or something. I don't even know what it's called, but it was like $150. It's funny because I opened the account. So while she was over there doing her deals, I'm getting notifications through my email what she's buying. I'm like, S25 Ultra. And then I see this Moto G. I'm like, she made her choice. And she gets home, she's like, "Oh, my birthday's coming up." I'm like, "All right,
my
so
birthday's
I'm gonna get you a gift."
I just barely talked my wife into going back to Verizon. She was on Straight Talk, and it's just been a struggle with Straight Talk. I don't like Straight Talk. It drop calls, service is bad, it's crappy. So I finally talked her into going back to Verizon.
So our phone plan is through Xfinity, which is our internet provider, but Xfinity uses the cell towers from Verizon. So we got a pretty good deal there. I haven't had any issues with mine at all.
Yeah, Straight Talk uses Verizon towers too, but it's just we're in a rural area. We're in nowhere, Arizona, so it's just kind of like in the middle. Our closest town is 20 minutes away. Our closest city is about an hour in each direction. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep. We're in a rural area. Service isn't that well. A lot of people stick to Verizon because of the service of it. So
that's pretty crazy.
We stick with it.
I thought it was pretty nuts living like 2 hours away from a beach, and you're like an hour away from just a city. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we got a smaller town. So the town that I'm in is literally 3 miles long by maybe a mile and a half wide. So that's my town. I mean, we don't even have a stoplight. We have one convenience store and it's a gas station. So that's all we have here in town. Maybe like 5,000-6,000 houses.
Bro, I would lose my mind, bro. There's no way.
That's what I'm saying right now.
It's a small little town. It's a good town. I mean, I've been here majority of my life. Yeah. But it's everybody. The bad part is everybody knows your business. You know everybody's business. It's just kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, I would imagine so. I mean, with that small of a community, it's kind of hard not to know everybody's business.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how it was for me growing up, honestly, because I grew up in a small community called Malaga. That's what it was called. It's like a neighborhood, but we had its own name and stuff. It's even on Google Maps. I was surprised. But yeah, 4 miles one direction is one town, and then like another 2 or 3 miles or so is the other town. So really, as a kid, you got nowhere else to go. You're just kind of stuck in that neighborhood. And my dad grew up there as a kid, so everybody knew me growing up. They're like, "You look just like your dad," and everybody, all the kids, everybody knew each other. All the families were exactly the same. It was crazy. Finally got out of there. Thank God.
I've always lived in like cities. I mean, I was born in Texas, but I lived in like the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then we came to North Carolina. I lived in, it's considered a small city to where I live now in North Carolina, but still, even then, it's not really a small city. It's probably like 250,000 people, maybe.
I couldn't do it. I could not do it. That's too many people for
where
me.
I live now in Raleigh is 2 million, I think.
Yeah,
I think ours is something
that's a lot.
2 million, I think. Our city of Fresno. It's pretty big.
Yeah, and it feels like 2 million too when you get on the highway, bro. Trust me.
So, this next portion of the podcast, we like to have an inspirational quote. Just something, Do you have one for the listeners, or? I know it's kind of a on the spot moment.
Definitely. There's one that kind of rings in my mind a little bit. It's kind of like one that I always thought about was, remember, I even forgot how to phrase it, honestly, but I had it on my Instagram all the time too. It was like, remember where you come from and who your friends are, like you're here because obviously everybody has help, no matter how little or big it was. I have a lot of really close friends that help me get through literally everything, like from like relationship advice to financial advice to even landing some jobs sometimes, So it's not really a one-man show. Life isn't a one-man show for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I had a supervisor tell me something similar to that. He said, never forget where you came from, because you're always going to need to rely on where you came from. Like you're back, and I said this completely I messed it up completely. But he said, never forget where you came from, because one day you're going to rely on that to be successful. And that's just kind of the same aspect that you put in. and he was a supervisor that I had for many years, and he was always like Mr. Miyagi. I thought of him as Mr. Miyagi. He was like, he had a little mustache like Mr. Miyagi. And I'd ask my questions like, well, what does your policy say? Tell us a little bit more about your policy. What are you doing with that? So you'd have to sit there and think, and you'd have to figure things out for yourself. But he would be there, and he'd be like, are you sure that's what your policy says? Are you sure that's what you're supposed to be doing? And he would give you these, what I call sensei answers, where you have to go and find the answer for yourself before you can really know the answer. It really annoyed me, but it was fun because I had to learn I learned more about my policy. I learned how to be able to think for myself on my feet. So that's good. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
So don't ever forget where you came from. A lot, and honestly, that goes today. A lot. I watch so many streamers, and I watch them come up, and a lot of them forget where they came from.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're like, they forget. You don't understand the people that you played with back in the day, or help get you where you're at. Not just certain things you've done got you there, but the people you played with to get you the content that you've created to get to where you're at is where you came from. So a lot of them forget that, and it's kind of sad to see. So I like that one. That one's a really good one. Never forget where you came from. That happens even in sports, not just gaming on the systems that we have nowadays. It's a little bit of everything, real life. Don't ever forget where you came from. Alrighty, well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to conclude our session today, and we want to thank you guys all for listening, and we want to invite you back for our next one. We want to give a special thanks to Hex. He's a really amazing guy. If you haven't checked out his YouTube, go check it out. Go subscribe to him. He's doing some good things with the DMZ community. He's got some good videos up. He's got some good gameplay, and go check him out. He's a really fun guy to play with. Maybe he'll play with you guys one day. So we'll see you later, and don't overthink it.